back to another episode of Life Changers, and this is Mike. We got a lot of exciting news. Today, though, I want to talk about, are you stuck on autopilot? And are you just doing your auto programming? Because that's one thing I don't believe I touched on, is how we're on autopilot. Have a pre-program that we learned through over the years, and we're just running it without even knowing. And as Dr. Joe Dispenza would say, it's the body controlling the mind. And that's what autopilot is that your body is just like, hey, this is what you're used to, this is what you want, and this is what you're getting. And it's like they say, it takes 3 months of you pushing yourself to make a habit, right? 90 days, 3 months to make a habit out of something, because it keeps on going, trying to go back into your auto programming. So I need you guys to everybody do an exercise. If you're driving, too bad. You could re-listen to this when you get back home or to the office and you have time on your break to listen. But if you are at home right now or anywhere where you have a paper and a pen, or you can use your phone, take notes. But sit down and think about, what is my autopilot? What is it? Like, for me, I get points where I'm like, hey, think I'm reached the top of the pyramid, and then I just start coasting. But the coast goes down slowly. Ooh. Or I get motivated for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, I got all these amazing ideas. I'll get to them later. Because that's the autopilot kicking in, like, hey man, no, relax. You got too much to do. It's not like you're going to do it anyways, right? Number one thing is people trying to change their lifestyle from being a couch potato or just sitting around to being active, motivated, weightlifting, running, jogging, stuff like that. Believe it or not, I used to love running. Like 5-10 kilometers just because I could. But nowadays, my autopilot's like, hey man, just relax, take it easy. You were young when you were running those. Now you're old, right? You're an old guy. I'm only 39. Next year I'm going to be 38. Figure that out. But yeah, things like, oh, you're going to work at it so hard. You lost weight in the past, but it just comes back. Why are you worried about it? Don't worry. Just relax. You work so hard all day. You don't need to learn how to meditate. Just come on, you're a good person. You don't need millions of dollars. Just relax, calm down. You are happy where you are. But we need to take control of the autopilot and have the mind control the body, and to take back what is ours, and then get into your flow state with the positive energy. And now you're controlling everything. Now you're just running, and you're able to do whatever you want and manifest whatever you want. And I'm going to go through some steps of how I manifest things on the next episode, because I know everybody's getting excited and asking me questions like, well, how do you do things? How do you do this? So we're going to talk about that in the next episode. But for this episode, it's just, you got to write down all your programming. And I know if I just sit there sometimes, my mind just goes crazy and starts thinking of all this negative stuff. So my pre-programming, my autopilot, is my mind seems to go to negativity for some reason, even though I'm a positive person. When you guys meet me or see my lives. Oh, fun fact, everybody. We're going to be doing live soon. And I probably already did a bunch of lives before this episode comes out. So if you're watching this, I do lives on TikTok because we got almost 2,000 followers. So, yeah. Fun fact anyways. I digress. See, my autopilot, just my mind goes nuts. It's like, hey, remember this. Hey, remember that. Hey, don't forget this. But, yeah, that's one of the most important things that you got to figure out. Is what program are you running? Are you running the show, or is your body running the show? Habits, right? We call it habits, programming, whatever you want to call it. But just know that a lot of people don't realize that their body's controlling the mind. But Mike, how is that possible? I am the mind. Right? But no, it's your habits. I don't know what you call it, but your routine that your body's going to be like, whoa, don't turn from the routine, buddy. You wake up, you go to the bathroom, you start making your coffee or your latte or your orange juice, whatever you're drinking. And then you get into the car this way at this time, and everything's just boom, 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 boom. You drive the same path, you drive the same way, and if something happens that is not the part of the norm program, you get upset. Hey, that guy wasn't supposed to be there. Why is there traffic? Stuff like that, right? So we got to write all this down and figure out what we're running so we can override the system and take control again. That's one of the key things. Like, I know a lot of the episodes before I got to this point were like just explaining some of the things I'm learning, but this is one of the key things that we got to figure out for yourself. I can't tell you what program you're running. I give you examples of what I'm running and examples of programs I see people running, but you got to figure out what you're running. And you got to be able to say, okay, well, yeah, my body is controlling my mind by giving me all the same routines I do, and I'm just going through autopilot. But this is what I want. Because if you want to get into the creator state and start creating your reality or attracting through law of attraction your reality and the things you want, well, you can't do that if you're on autopilot. Just like trying to fly a plane on autopilot, it's going the direction it wants to go, and you try to take control without turning off autopilot and trying to turn left. It's going to continue going straight. You could do all the manifestations in the world, but we always seem to default back to our autopilot. So we might be able to manifest things here and there and bring it back to our autopilot. So you got to figure out, write down what you're running, and write down what you want to be running. Like, what kind of reality do you want? What do you want? Do you want abundance, wealth, love, compassion? I don't know. New car, new house. But you got to figure out the flow state that you want to be running and the ultimate you, and write it all out and become that person and consciously work at it and realize, oh, I'm on autopilot. Turn off autopilot. I want to control the body. We're going to work as a team here, right? Not the body just telling me what to do. No. I want us to work together. And let's do this because I'm the mind and I want to control it. So on that note, once you got it all written out, then we could start working on the deeper stuff, on the deeper you, and make the ultimate you. So what is the ultimate you? Right? And then you'll be able to get into learning and actually practicing, once you've got all this figured out, to going, hey, yeah, like now this is how we create. And like I mentioned earlier, yeah, I'm going to tell you how I create some of the things that I've created. I think we talked about it in a few episodes, how there's something I wanted, I put it out there, talk as if I have it, act as if I already do. My body realize, hey, he has it. He's acting, talking, and then it comes to my reality. And it works. It might sound a little crazy, but it works. And when it works, it works. When you know, you know. So I just wanted to just close off by saying a lot of people have been writing me and, saying, like, telling me to talk about like my companies and stuff like that a little bit more in detail. So here's a little hint. I might be able to talk about it eventually, but just for fun, hey, I'm going to leave you on the edge there. But this episode is sponsored by me. And since I'm sponsoring it and I own my companies, I'm going to plug in my company name. So one of my brands that I created, and it's not that I created the brand, it's the brand came to me. It was already existing. So you got to understand, this already exists. And I just put it into my reality and I accepted it from my reality. And I was, yes, this is what we need to create. Because I've been doing a lot, as I mentioned before, in the entertainment industry on my first company. And over the years, a lot of people still ask me like, hey, Mike, when you guys came and did the fireworks show for us, you guys were amazing. The price is right. The show was amazing. Nonstop action. It was good. So I started doing fireworks again through my distribution company. Like every time they call me, I'll be like, yeah, I still got the permits to do it. I'll do the show. Like I don't do private shows far away up north in, in James Bay, Hudson's Bay, Quebec, because that's where I find my flow state is in the middle of nowhere when I'm up there, there's no cell phone reception unless you're inside one of the native communities. But if you're driving on the road, middle of nowhere, you see nothing but trees. The trees are getting smaller the further north you go. It's amazing to find out that the tundra in Canada, and I affectionately call it the Arctic because in the winter it gets up to minus 60. But I find my flow state up there. I find my ultimate me just sitting up there going, hey, there's no distractions, there's nothing, there's no internet, no phone, no nothing. The radio doesn't work unless you have satellite radio. Your phone don't work unless you have satellite phone. And I just find it relaxing, and I just could calm my mind down and just connect to my higher self more. But I digress. We'll talk more about that. And I'll even take some videos of the area and put it in on the YouTube channel and on the TikTok channel as well. But so this episode is sponsored by kickassfireworks.ca. So if you're in Canada and you need fireworks or smoke bombs or smoke effects, as I call them, for photo shoots or for gender reveal, anything like that, you guys can go check it out at www.kickassfireworks.ca. Thank you. Yeah, so that's my company, is kickassfireworks.ca. It's a good brand. It's not my main company. It's just an offshoot. It's just I do fireworks. I have the buying power with my distributors, so why not? There's nobody doing it in the area that I'm at, and we ship all across Canada. If you spend $200 or more, it's free shipping all across Canada. So just a fun fact, everybody. I know this episode is not as upbeat as normal, but I'm just, I got to get my flow state. You'll see it gets better when I come back from the up north. When I come back from the Arctic, I'm going to be taking off for 10 days soon on there. So, just thank you very much for listening. I would like people to participate by writing comments below, telling me suggestions, telling me how, if I helped them in any way, or if there's anything you want me to talk about specifically, stuff like that. Just please write the comments below if you're on YouTube and TikTok. Let me know. I do write back. If you want to message me on those platforms as well, I will write back. And thank you very much. This is Mike with Life Changers, and have a great day.